A very good afternoon to Brother Hui Cheng, Brother Hao Xiang, all the volunteers of Pure Land Marketing, all my volunteers, and all of you Dharma brothers and sisters. Amitabha. Welcome to our English session of Amitabha practice today. Are you used to me speaking in English? Those of you who have been here for previous sessions, I feel a bit weird also. Okay, but let me check in. Does any one of you not speak any Mandarin at all? You don't understand any bit of Mandarin? Can I have your hands? Higher? Only one? A few, okay. We'll stick to English. Okay, but because I learned all my Dharma knowledge in terms of the Chinese language, so I may intermittently use some Chinese, okay, to explain certain words. But I'll make sure I translate them. Would that be okay? Okay, good. So, we'll start today's session with an introduction to one of our very important sutras in terms of Pure Land Buddhism. And actually, we can have quite an interactive session since it's not a very big group. Okay, so feel free to share with me, okay, by shouting from where you are. It's okay. Okay, any questions that I may have for you, okay, but any questions that you have for me, we'll leave it to the Q&A session. Okay, so only questions that I have for you. Okay, good. So let me ask you the first question. Does any one of you know which are our Pure Land Sutras? Okay, first, how many Pure Land Sutras do we have? Anybody knows? How many? Three main sutras. Very good. We have 3 main ones and then 2 chapters from 2 other sutras. Very good. So what are the 3 main sutras? What are the 3 main? Okay, very good. 佛说阿弥陀经. Do you know how we translate it to English? Very good. Okay, the Buddha speaks of Amitabha Buddha. Okay, but there's a translation which I'm using today for today's session. It's just the Buddha speaks Amitabha Buddha Sutra, something like that. Okay, so it's okay, either one. So this is the shortest version. Okay, and what else? What other Pure Land Sutras do we have? Very good. Then we have the Infinite Life Sutra. That's the longest version. Okay, 无量寿经. And last one? Very good. 观经. Okay, very good. So that's the visualization part of the Amitabha practice. So this is more so-called more unheard of because of the visualization methods which we seldom use nowadays. Okay, and what are the 2 other chapters from 2 other sutras? No? That's a commentary, yeah? 往生论. Okay, we have one more commentary, which is 往生论. 2 other chapters. Any idea? No idea? Oh, very good. 大势至菩萨念佛圆通章. So it's from one of the sutras called Shurangama Sutra, where we have 大势至菩萨. Okay, very good. And the last one, very good. 普贤行愿品. Okay, by Bodhisattva Samantabhadra Sutra. From Bodhisattva Samantabhadra Sutra in Hua Yan Jing, yeah, Flower Garland Sutra. Very good. So you have some knowledge of Pure Land Buddhism. Very good. Okay, and because this is a talk, right? So for the first part of it, we will be sharing about Amitabha Sutra, the shortest version. Has any of you chanted AmituofoGroupPractice, the Chinese version, chanted at least one time in your life? Can I have a show of your hands? Yeah, very good. Now I want to check with you. Has anybody chanted the English version at least one time in your life? Contemplated about it? Yeah, and you know what? I was like trying to look at some of the materials on YouTube, and I found this YouTube video with this Caucasian Buddhist, and he really memorized, okay, this version, this AmituofoGroupPractice, in English, because he's Caucasian, in English, and he memorized it, and he recited it from memory, from beginning to the end. Wow, if you are curious, you can Google, okay? The Buddha speaks of Amitabha Sutra by memory, something like that. You can find this video. It's very amazing. Let me ask, can any of you recite the Amitabha Sutra in Chinese by memory? Can you? Those who have chanted before? Not easy, right? Especially when it comes to the Buddha's praising about Amitabha Sutra from the 6 directions. Oh, so many Buddha's names. So this Caucasian Buddhist, he managed. I think in the introduction, he mentioned he memorized it in 8 days. Okay, I give you a homework. 8 days, you try. Yeah, not easy, right? Okay, so today we are going to look at the essence of this sutra. Okay, in 2 hours, for today's session, we will not be able to go through the whole sutra, but we'll go through some extracts of the sutra, and then we can understand more about Pure Land Buddhism from here. Very good. Okay, so now we are going to distribute our text for today. Okay, it's also same title as today's talk, Going Home to the Pure Land. So can we have the volunteers to give everyone a copy? If you like to keep this copy, feel free to bring it home. But if you think you will not want, then you can give us back at the end of the day. So we asked for copies of this book from one of the Western countries. It's called Australia. So thanks to the Australian Pure Land Buddhism Society, they gave us, I think, about 68 copies. But there are e-books. Okay, there's an e-book of this one. If you Google the name of this, you can find an e-book. Okay. Very good. So this is the whole text, I would say, that will enable you to have a very good, comprehensive understanding of Pure Land Buddhism. Okay, those of you who are familiar with the Chinese version, right, you will see, wow, there's 佛说阿弥陀经, there's even 莲池赞, everything, 赞佛记, 回向文, everything here. Okay. So let's start off, okay, with this sutra, so that we can understand more about Pure Land Buddhism, more about Amitabha Sutra. Okay, first, as with all sutras, okay, do you know which page to go to first? So we'll skip the introduction. We'll go straight to the sutra, which is page 9. Okay, page 9. So the title is The Buddha Speaks the Amitabha Sutra. Okay, so we have the Buddha here. Who is this Buddha? who is this Buddha? The first Buddha mentioned here. Very good, Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, and it's interesting, okay, that this sutra starts off with this title, right? Buddha speaks the Amitabha Sutra. So, it's in this sutra that Shakyamuni Buddha shared with us, okay, 2,500 years ago about Amitabha. Okay, and then if you look at the beginning, right? All sutras starts with 4 words. Which are the 4 words? Very good. Thus have I heard. Okay. Now, who is this I? Who is this I? Is it Shakyamuni Buddha? No. Ananda. Very good. Okay. That's Buddha's disciple, Ananda. So every sutra starts with "Thus have I heard." Okay, he was the Buddha's close attendant, and he was also related to the Buddha. Do you know who he is related? How is he related to the Buddha? Yeah, he was a cousin, and he was the Buddha's attendant. So he was with the Buddha most of the time. So he attended all the Buddha's sessions, right? And then he can also remember. He has a very super memory. Okay, he remembered all that the Buddha shared. So he was able to share, okay, everything that the Buddha said. So thus have I heard. Now, there's also this place, okay, that the Buddha shared about Amitabha Sutra. What is this place? Yes, Garden of Jeta and Ananda Pindika. Okay, and it's in this town called Shravasti. Buddha was here for many years. Okay, town of Shravasti. So we have the place, okay, and then who are the audience here? Audience? How many of them? Yeah, 1,250. 1,250. Okay, great bhikkhus, and all of them were great arahats. Okay, all great arahats. Among them were the Buddha's leading disciples. Okay, so we have about 16 of them here. Okay, do you happen to know anybody here? Know through the sutras, okay, not personally. Do you know anybody here? Have you heard of anyone here? Yes? Okay. Moggallana. Wow, 目犍连啦哈 Moggallana. Very good. Yeah. Any other leading disciples that you know of? Anybody else? What about Rahula? Who was Rahula? Very good. Son of the Buddha, he was also in the audience. Very good. Okay, so then, actually there's a very important figure here. The first one in the list, Shariputra. Shariputra. So he was the main figure here, main disciple here. Okay, afterwards you'll see that the Buddha will call out his name many times. Sharipo. I never counted. Have you counted how many times he called out to Shariputra? Okay, and it's very significant here because Shariputra was foremost in terms of, do you know what he was good at? Very good. He was foremost in terms of wisdom. Okay, so it's very significant here. So Buddha spoke to the wisest, the most intelligent, the wisest disciple here. Okay, very good. And then in the audience, there were also Mahasattvas and Bodhisattvas. Okay, all the great Bodhisattvas, they were in the audience here. Do you know any of them? Yeah, again, Manjushri Bodhisattva, who was the great wisdom bodhisattva. Okay, so don't think that this Amitabha is for the old grannies and grandpas. We have all these foremost in terms of wisdom here. Okay, and then we have Bodhisattva Ajita. If you look at Ajita, you may not know who he is. If I say out his name in another form, you will know. Anybody knows? In Chinese, it's Ayiduo Pusa. Who is Ayiduo? Any idea? Very good. Who said that? Wow. Yes. How come you know? You read before, Very good. Yeah, this one, very few can answer me. Ajita Bodhisattva, his other name is Maitreya Bodhisattva. So when I say Maitreya, you know who he is, right? Where is he now? Shai Tian. Tushita heaven, okay? He's getting ready to come down. But do you know when he's coming down? When is he coming to become a Buddha? How many years do you know? Is he coming next year? No. 100 years later? Do you think he's coming? No. Yeah. I think it's 56亿年. 56亿年 is how many years in billions, right? 5.6 billion, is it? Yeah, I can't count already. Many years later. Okay, so I hope you'll all be in Pure Land by then, okay? 5.6 billion years. Okay, very good. Anyway, he's now in Tushita heaven, okay? But he was in this audience also, okay? Yeah, very good. And we have also the representation of the gods, okay? The king of the gods was here also, Shakra, okay? Yeah. So he always came for a lot of teachings, this king of the gods. Okay, good. Now, okay, Buddha starts to speak here. This is a very important passage, and I think I quoted it in my poster for today's talk. Okay, the Buddha started to speak, okay, to the elder Shariputra. Okay, so here we emphasize again the title, right? The Buddha speaks. In a lot of other sutras, we have at least one disciple ask a question, and then the Buddha would answer the question, and then it becomes a sutra, right? Do you know of any of such sutras? At least one disciple would ask a question, and then it became a sutra. Have you heard of the Diamond Sutra? 金刚经, right? Who was the disciple asking question? Very good. Shiputi, Subhuti. And Subhuti was foremost in terms of understanding of emptiness. 解空第一. Yeah, so he could really understand emptiness. So he asked the Buddha questions, and then it became a sutra, Diamond Sutra. So here, could anyone ask questions about the Pure Land? Did Shariputra manage to ask any questions? No. Why is that so? How come no disciple could ask any questions? So it was all the Buddha telling them, speaking of Amitabha Buddha, right, and telling them. Have you wondered why is that so? Why is that so? Very good. Very good. They would have no way to know of Amitabha Buddha. They would not have conceived of this Buddha at all. Okay, so there's no way they can ask. Even with whatever supernatural powers, like Moggallana, right? Yeah, he was foremost in terms of supernatural powers. 神通第一, yeah, could he have thought of questions to ask? No way. So only Shakyamuni Buddha could tell us about Amitabha Buddha. So everything that we know of Amitabha was told by Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, so now we look at this first sentence here. What did Buddha say? Shall we read together? Page 10. Okay, page 10. So as a respect to the sutra, we will put our palms together, okay? First sentence that the Buddha said. At that time, Buddha said to the elder Shariputra, west of here, past 100 billion Buddha lands, there exists a world called ultimate bliss. In this land, there is a Buddha called Amitabha, who is teaching the Dharma right now. Shariputra, why is this land called ultimate bliss? It is called ultimate bliss because the sentient beings in this land are free from the myriad sufferings common to mankind and only know every kind of joy. Okay, we stop here. So, west of here, okay, 西方啊, past 100 billion Buddha lands. Wow, far away, okay. Some other translation they put 100,000 millions, something like that. Whatever it is, 100 billion, 100,000 millions. It means many, many, many. Okay, many Buddha lands away. There exists this world called ultimate bliss. What's the Chinese name? 极乐世界. Okay, very good. Ultimate bliss. In this land, there is a Buddha called, what's the name of this Buddha? Amitabha. Very good. Okay, who is teaching the Dharma right now. Okay, so now this sutra was shared 2,500 and how many years ago? Yeah, many years, 2,500 years ago. And then the Buddha, Amitabha, right, was sharing the Dharma right then. What about right now, 2,500 plus years later? Do you think Amitabha has retired or took a day off today? No, he's still teaching the Dharma. Okay, every day. Very good. So as we are sharing the Dharma here, Amitabha is also sharing at the land of ultimate bliss. Very good. Okay, and then continue. Why is this land called ultimate bliss? Why is it called the ultimate bliss? Okay, the answer is here. It is called ultimate bliss because the sentient beings in this land are free from all the sufferings common to mankind and only know every kind of joy. Okay, 无有众苦，但受诸乐. Okay, wow. So do I need to ask you what are the sufferings you encounter here? You want to share with me some of your sufferings, which is not experienced in any way in Pure Land. Okay, so share with me what are your sufferings here. You have no suffering here. Or you're suffering too much that you don't know which one to pinpoint. Give me some examples of your suffering or other people's suffering that you see. If it's too personal to share, then you share other people's suffering. Yesterday, one of my students was messaging me. He said, Shifu, can you come next Tuesday? His father-in-law is suffering from advanced stage of cancer. And you know what? He's crying every day, okay, from pain. Very painful, advanced stage. So he's crying every day. So this student hopes that I can go next Tuesday to encourage him, give him some advice. Okay, so they have been talking to him about Pure Land, but he's more, he has more affinity with Guan Yin Pusa. Yeah, so it's also good, okay, that they talk to him about Guan Yin Pusa. So not easy. And I heard he used to, in his younger days, until even before he had cancer, he enjoyed all kinds of seafood. Yeah, so in terms of seafood, there's a lot of life involved, right? Let's say, usually those of you who still eat seafood, do you eat one prawn only at one time? You just eat 1 little prawn? No, right? Usually a lot. And because it's seafood, they want it fresh, right? A lot of times they are captured fresh and then cooked for you, right? If not, then it's considered, quite fresh, in a way. Anyway, so a lot of sufferings here, okay, which is not at all experienced in Pure Land, okay? No suffering at all. And then they only know every kind of joy, okay? Good. Okay, so the rest of this beginning of the sutra talks about the so-called the environment, okay? Environment in Pure Land. Yeah, if you are curious, you can like look through quickly. So there are, wow, a lot of treasures, okay? A lot of beautiful, besides the treasures, there are, there's very importantly, there's this pond, okay? We call it the Lotus Pond. Okay, why is this Lotus Pond very special? So in it there are many lotuses, right? Okay, so why are these lotuses special? Any idea? Why are these lotuses special? Do you know that you may have so-called planted one lotus seed there and then it has grown into your lotus? Do you know anything about this? Yeah? Yeah. If you practice well here, right, you are actually planting your lotus seeds there and then it could already have blossomed. Any guess, that you might already have one lotus over there? Are you confident? No? Yeah. By right, it should have your name also. Okay? Not confident. Oh. And then by right, Amitabha will come to fetch you with your lotus. Okay? Yeah. Good. So I hope if you are not confident, by the end of today's session, hopefully, okay, it will start to blossom. Okay? Hopefully you have planted a seed there and then it will start to blossom. Okay? Good. So it's all the environment there. Okay? And and then talking about music, so they don't listen to whatever radio stations that you have here, okay? What do they listen to? What are the music that you hear over there? What kinds of music? Singing of the birds. Very good. Yeah. Then you question, how come there are birds there? What are the birds doing there? What are these birds? Very good. They are transformations, okay, by the Buddha to remind the people there, okay, to remind the people there to be practicing, okay. So according to the words here, for them to be mindful of the triple gem, the birds will remind them. Okay, what do the birds here remind you of? Yeah, let's keep doing comparisons, okay? What do the birds here remind you of? Nothing. Do you think sometimes they are like, okay, they shit everywhere, especially the pigeons, right? And then they remind you of, wow, germs, whatever. Okay, so over there, the birds remind you to practice. Okay, they are all transformations by the Buddha, Amitabha. Okay, and then there are music from, we call it celestial music. Okay, constantly played there. Okay, by the also there are a lot of, what do you call them? Trees. Okay, so they are very unlike our trees here, okay? First, they are very tall, Okay, so tall that I forgot how tall they are already. Very tall trees, okay? Yeah, very special trees, very tall trees. There are many, we mentioned birds, trees. Wow, and then there are a lot of flowers there also, okay? Over there, it rains flowers. So it's not raining of the rain that we have here, okay? It's raining of the flowers. So the people there, they can collect the flowers. And then what do they do with the flowers? They can make offerings. To who? Yeah, not just to Amitabha, also to, apparently they can also travel very fast to other Buddha lands. Okay? So when we look at all this, try not to understand in terms of our world, okay? First, are you able to do offerings to real life Buddhas? We can only make offerings to images, right? Yeah, but over there they can travel and then make offerings to real Buddhas. So it's very unthinkable here, right? Would you like to make offerings to real Buddhas? Right? And then they can do it in a very short period of time. They finish it very quickly, and then they can quickly come back to have their meal. Yeah, so every day they do that. That's the so-called morning routine. And then I want to ask you, what's your morning routine like? Huh? Do you make offerings to your Buddha image at home, hopefully? Huh? Yeah, and then, wow, so busy, caught up with so many things, right, in the morning. Yeah, so the morning routine of the people in Pure Land, they will collect flowers and then they will make offerings. So when they make offerings to the real Buddhas, right, the Buddhas will not just receive the offerings and then say bye-bye to them, right? What would they do? What would the Buddhas do? After they receive offerings, what would they do? Yeah, they will give blessings and then they will give some teachings, right? They will not just receive, they will give. Okay, so they will also share. So these people get to so-called learn more about Dharma, okay, while giving offering. Very good. Okay, so now we have come to another important part, page 14. Page 14, okay, this is very important. Okay, now the Buddha again asks a question to Shariputra because he knows that Shariputra would never be able to ask this question, okay? So Buddha asks, Shariputra, why is this Buddha called Amitabha? Okay. Okay, so again, the Buddha 自问自答. He asked the question and then he had to answer himself. No one can answer him, okay? Shall we read this part together with your palms together? Shariputra, the light of this Buddha is infinite and shines on all lands throughout the universe without obstruction. Thus, this Buddha is called Amitabha. Also, Shariputra, the lifespan of this Buddha and his people is an infinite number of immeasurable eons, and so he is called Amitabha. Okay, very good. So over here, we know, okay, why is this Buddha called Amitabha? Very importantly, okay, Amitabha has two kinds of infinity, infinite number. Okay, first, he has an infinite what? Yes, he's of infinite light. Okay, infinite light. So it's never like our lighting here. Okay, okay, it's infinite light, very bright. Okay, and infinite. And then the other infinite is very good. He has an infinite lifespan. Wow. Do you hope to have infinite lifespan while you are here? You must give another condition. Infinite lifespan with a chance to practice. Right? If you live on and on and then you don't have, good environment to practice, what's the point, right? Okay, and then you must have infinite good health also, right? Okay, so over at Pure Land, Amitabha, right? He has an infinite number of immeasurable eons, huh? Okay, and then that's why he's called Amitabha. Okay, very good. So, is all this new to anyone here? Is this the first time you hear that Amitabha is infinite light and infinite life? Have you heard before? Heard before? Yeah. So if you haven't heard before, I hope that from now on you know, and then you try to remember, okay? So every time when you chant Amitabha, it's not like 不吉利. Do you know there are people who don't understand, right? They say, choi, choi, choi. Right? Yeah. So it's actually full of blessings. You're actually wishing the other person infinite light and infinite life. So in Buddhism, light represents what? Wisdom. So you are wishing them infinite wisdom and infinite life. A lot of blessings involved. Huh? So it's not 大家来喜. Okay, very good. So can you imagine if you are chanting Amitabha for yourself, right? You are also wishing yourself, right? Infinite life and infinite light. Very good. Okay, so here it says Amitabha Buddha attained enlightenment 10 eons ago, 10 kalpas ago. 10劫, long time ago. Okay, wow. So now we need to look at what are the other beings there. Okay, what are the other beings there? It's important to know. So besides the environment, the scenery, whatever, we also have other beings there. So we look at page 15, the first paragraph. Okay. Yeah, so over there, the Buddha, Amitabha, right, has innumerable disciples, all of whom are arahats, okay, whose number are incalculable. Amitabha also has a following of innumerable bodhisattvas. Wow. So these are the people residing there. Okay. So what are the people residing here? In Singapore, let's say, you have innumerable what? First, you don't have innumerable. We are a small country, okay? But we have many, what kinds of people here? Normal people, okay? If we are lucky, we have nice people here. Okay, then, so comparatively, over at Pure Land, we have a lot of innumerable, uncountable arahats there. Okay, who are arahats? Who are arahats? Alohan. Not Alohan Go. Alohan Go, sorry. Okay, who are all these Alohan? Who are Alohan? It's important to know. Okay, so how come it's mentioned here? How come Shakyamuni Buddha mentioned, okay, the people there? So first we have a lot of arahats. Any idea who are arahats? Oh, you focus so much on bodhisattvas you have forgotten about arahats. Can we say they are enlightened beings? Right? They are self-enlightened. Okay? They have no more so-called rebirth already. Okay? They have no more suffering, no more rebirth. Are you envious? Are you envious? No more suffering. Okay, they have practiced so hard. This will be their last lifetime here. Okay? But don't worry, good news. That's why we have this sutra. Good news. Okay. For you, right? You can have your last lifetime here also. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so we have a lot of arahats, and then we have a lot of also uncountable bodhisattvas. Over here, do you have bodhisattvas as your neighbor? Huh? practicing bodhisattvas. Those who try to be bodhisattvas, okay? Like me, you have me around, okay? But you don't have real bodhisattvas around. Okay, but over at Pure Land, there will be all your, I always say there will be your classmates, okay, your seniors and your classmates. So if you have any question, you can try asking Kuan Yin Pusa over there. Okay, you have any questions about Buddhism, you can ask Kuan Yin Pusa. She will be there to answer you. I remember I was having a sharing session many years ago with a small group of students, many years ago. And then I gave them a question, okay, for them to fill in the blanks. So the question was, if Kuan Yin Pusa is my senior, okay, fill in the blanks. If Kuan Yin Pusa is my senior, okay, blah blah blah. So would you like to fill in the blanks for me? If Kuan Yin Pusa is your senior, you know what one of my students said, very cheeky student, she said, I will copy her homework. 我会抄她的功课。Okay, so would you like to give me your answer? If Kuan Yin Pusa is your senior, if you get reborn there, right, she'll be your senior. Or okay lah, if Kuan Yin Pusa is my classmate, she can be your classmate over there also. Fill in the blanks. Too good to be true. What would you want to learn from her? Every day, some of you talk to Kuan Yin Pusa, right? I know. Do you all talk to Kuan Yin Pusa? But you never get an answer. Maybe when you papue, you go Kuan Yin temple, you try to get some answers from her. But over at Pure Land, you can personally ask her, and then you can have an answer straight away. So, would you like to fill in this blank? Something to think of? What about my volunteers at the back? If Kuan Yin Pusa is my classmate, fill in the blanks. You want to get blessings from her? Don't worry, over there you have a lot of blessings already. And you can do your own blessings. Every day you make offerings. And you listen to the Dharma every day. And you are mindful of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Okay? But Kuan Yin Pusa will still bless you because she's so compassionate. Very good. Okay, be creative. Okay, when we read this sutra, if you don't, then you think, oh, what is Buddha trying to tell me? Okay, good. So, so we have many other bodhisattvas over there. Who are the other bodhisattvas over there besides Kuan Yin Pusa? 大势至菩萨. Okay, very good. 大势至菩萨. You all know anything about 大势至菩萨? Very good. 大势至. Great strength, great effort. What else you know about her? Do you feel she's quite distant from us compared to Kuan Yin Pusa? A little bit, Okay. Yeah. But today, I'm going to share about the 10 recitation method for the second half of this session, okay? And it is being shared by Great Master Yin Guang, okay? And we know Yin Guang Dashi, he is a manifestation of which bodhisattva? 大势至菩萨. So his 大势至菩萨 is very close to us, okay? Good. So we will talk more later. Okay. Which other bodhisattvas? We just celebrated one of the bodhisattvas' birthday last week. Puxian Pusa, right? Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. All the Sanskrit names are quite a mouthful, right? Chinese easier, Puxian Pusa. Okay. Because actually the Chinese, especially our Chinese masters who did the translation, or even we had like foreign masters who went to China, right? Like this sutra, do you know it was translated from by which master? Any idea? The Chinese version? Oh, by the way, this sutra that we're sharing now, so it's an English translation of the Chinese version. Okay, and then the Chinese version was translated from Sanskrit by which master? Any idea? Huh? Say, Jiu Mo Lo Shi Kumarajiva. Okay, Master Kumarajiva. So they knew that as Chinese, right, we don't like a mouthful of words like the Indians, huh? Maybe. Yeah. So like Pusa actually was from the Sanskrit word. Which word? We know, right? Which word is that? Pusa. Bodhisattva. So the original Sanskrit word translated to Chinese was Putisatwa. Yeah. So can you imagine? Okay, the Sanskrit word for Guan Yin Pusa, do you know what word is that? Avalokite Srara Bodhisattva. So many syllables. So they translate to Guan Yin Pusa. Guan Yin Pusa, easier. Okay, so I won't say Avalokite Srara Bodhisattva. Okay, anyway, so we have Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Hussein Pusa over there. Very good. What about Manjushri Bodhisattva? Is he there as well? Yeah, he's also there. Okay, very good. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the Buddha said, okay, the land of ultimate bliss is complete with all these adornments, okay, and virtues, virtues with so many great beings over there, and then, and they would never fall back into a lower realm. So here, Shijia Munipo tells us, okay, once you are reborn in this land of ultimate bliss, you won't so-called galau lah. You won't fall down, fall back. Okay, you won't backslide, so-called. You will only advance. Okay, you won't retrogress. You won't backslide. Okay, and actually many among them, right, have only one more lifetime to go before Buddhahood. In Chinese, it says 一生补处. Okay, one more lifetime to go, and then you'll be Buddha already. Okay, this is very important. That means if you get reborn there, you are guaranteed what? Guaranteed what? Buddhahood. Wow, so here Shakyamuni Buddha guarantees us. Guaranteed. Yeah. How's this? Guaranteed enlightenment. Too good to be true. Okay, guaranteed. So Maitreya Buddha, right? He's also having one more lifetime to go, right? Where is he now again? He's in Tushita heaven, right? Yeah. And then, so he will, when time is ready, okay, he will come to this world and then he will become a Buddha. So he's like getting ready already. Okay, so once you go to Pure Land, you get ready already. Okay, good. Okay, so next passage is important also. Let's read this together. Page 15. The second last paragraph. Okay, page 15. Shariputra, when sentient beings hear these teachings, they must take a vow to be born in this land. Why so? So that they can be together with all these beings of superior goodness. Okay, I think it can also be understood that they must make a vow, rather than take a vow. So here, this is the first time, okay, in this part here, that it's the first time that Shakyamuni Buddha encouraged, okay, the audience and also those of us reading this sutra now, okay, to make a vow to be born in this land. Okay, 发愿, encouraging us to 发愿, to go there. Okay, and Buddha gave a reason also, in case you ask why, why must I make a vow to go there? So what's the reason? So that you can be together with all these beings of superior goodness. So this is the first reason. 诸善善人共聚一处. Yeah. Okay, good. So actually in this sutra, the Buddha actually encouraged us. How many times? Do you have any idea? This is the first time. Total how many times? 3 times. Okay, total 3 times that the Buddha encouraged us. Okay, so do you think Buddha is very 长气 long-winded? Say 1 time can already, say 3 times. Do you know why? Say 1 time, would you remember? So it means that it's very important for us to make this vow. That's why the Buddha said again and again, 3 times. Okay, so this is the very first time. Yeah, good. Now, and next sentence is also important. One cannot be born in this land. Okay, this is very important. Through minor good roots. Okay, good fortune and causal connections. Okay, without a lot of good roots, 善根, without good fortune, 福德, without 因缘, causal connections, you cannot be reborn there. Okay, so which means what? That means you need a lot of all these good roots, good fortune and causal connections. Okay, but I would like to ask you this question. Do you think you already have quite good roots, so-called? They translate as good roots, or just say good roots, 善根. Do you think you have good you have 善根? You think? Why do you think you have good roots? Wow, very good, very confident, our sister here. Yeah, she says the fact that we are here, we have quite good roots. I also think so. There are many ways to spend a Sunday, right? You can go shopping, you can go overseas, whatever, right? But you have chosen to come here. And the fact that you are listening to this sutra, which later on we will stress that it's very difficult to believe. Okay? This sutra is very difficult to believe. That's why, in a way, we need to have Buddha speaks here, to be like endorsed by Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay? It's very difficult to have faith. Even Shakyamuni Buddha says that himself. Okay? So, very good. Yeah. So you believe you already have quite good roots. Okay? Yeah. So, I hope you have like more good roots to come, more 善根, so that you can also make aspirations to be reborn there also. Okay? Actually, many years ago, quite a number of years ago, I was in Malaysia. So I had a very good karma, very good opportunity to attend some teachings from Master Jian Xin法师. Okay? And then at that time, that was at least 5 years ago, I remember I shared with Master Jian Xin that I hope that one day I'll be able to share Pure Land Buddhism in English. So it ripened 5 years later. 5 years ago, I shared with Master Jian Xin, and I remember he actually gave me some advice, okay, about sharing Pure Land Buddhism in English. He actually told me to invoke faith, okay, in all these English-speaking people. Why? Why did Master say that? Importantly, to evoke faith, to inspire them to have more faith. Why? Simply because the more English-speaking people, right, it's very difficult to have faith. I presume, yeah. But okay, according to Master, if the English-educated people, right, they are mostly so-called more scientific. They are exposed to more English education, right? More Western education. They will be more scientific. And for science, we are encouraged to do what? To doubt, right? to doubt, and then to have questions, right? To not easily believe, right? Something like that. Yeah, so it's not easy to inspire faith. Okay, that's why. But we'll try. So as at now, I just want to have a show of hands again. As at now, do you all believe in Buddha's words so far? First, is there really a pure land? Those who still don't believe, don't be shy, okay? Can I have your hands? It's okay to doubt, huh? All of you believe, ah? Huh? So easy, ah? You sure all of you believe? Huh? Again? No choice. Bo pian. Because no other ways already, huh? No other better means. Oh, okay. So you all believe, ah? So easy, ah? Oh, so maybe we are referring to maybe the people in the Western countries, maybe it's more difficult. But like I said, the Caucasian Buddhist, he actually memorized this Amitabha Sutra. Not this version, there's another version. Yeah, he memorized another version. Yeah, in 8 days. So not too bad, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh, so you believe there's pure land? Huh? So you believe there's Amitabha? Really? Anybody you don't believe? Oh, okay. So this audience is easy, huh? Okay, good. Good. Yeah. So you believe it's a land of ultimate bliss, no suffering. Do you believe? Yes? Okay. Now last question I need to ask. Do you believe you can go there? Yes, so easy. Okay. But I still want to ask. Any one of you does not believe that you can be reborn there? You have no confidence that you can be reborn there. Any hands? Huh? All of you believe? Then I don't need to share it. So, no need to inspire faith, no need to talk more. You all know already. Then straight away we do chanting already. Oh, I should ask this at the beginning. Yes? When you're over there, what you call as? Yes. Oh, actually in this sutra and in other sutras also, you are considered 阿惟越智菩萨 or 阿比拔智菩萨. Don't worry too much what you'll be called, because you won't care what you'll be called. But over there, you know that just now we said you only have one more lifetime to go before Buddhahood. Okay, once you are there, guarantee you become enlightened. Once you can be reborn there. Depending on your in-yuan, depending on your karmic relationships. That's why over at our world here, it's important we try to 结善缘. It's important we make causal connections with a lot of people here. Okay, so that those that have karmic connections with you eventually see where you end up at. Then you can be over there and then you can gain enlightenment there. So let's say for Maitreya Buddha, right? He has connections with this world, right? So now he's at Tushita heaven. So he will be the next Buddha to be. So once we are at Pure Land, it will depend on our karmic connections with which other land. Too bad we can't come here, because it's already predicted already. It's already arranged. So we'll go to other places. Don't worry, there are many other places to go. Okay? So actually, a lot of questions, you don't need to think too hard while we are here. You just need to focus on going there, and then all your answers, you will know already. Okay? So, so I was asking, so you all have faith already, you all believe you'll go over there. So do we need to continue? Yes, we still need to continue. Okay, to have more faith. Okay, Yeah, more confidence and more knowledge. Okay, good. Yes? Yes. Sure. Can we have the mic? Can we have the mic? Now, so that the question can be recorded also.
This is the first time I attend Amitabha teachings. Yeah, so my question could sound quite silly.
No worries.
I seek your understanding. Yeah, my understanding of Pure Land is a manifestation of our state of mind. So Pure Land can actually be on earth as well.
Very good. Very good question.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with that understanding, if it's correct, when we say we only have one lifetime when we practice Amitabha, does it mean that we don't need to go through the Bodhisattva path anymore? You know, that means the practice will continue in the Pure Land without maybe coming back on earth to practice in the Bodhisattva path in order to attain full Buddhahood. So that's the part that I sort of cannot quite get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
thank you.
I'm sorry I have to interrupt you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Okay. Yeah, please be seated. You sure you don't want to continue? Too boring. Actually, this is a very short sutra. Maybe I'll just continue for a little while. Okay, to finish up some of the key points. Okay, then we can have Q&A session. Okay, so let's come to the second part, whereby the Buddha encouraged us again to make aspiration to go to Pure Land. So where is that? It's at page 16. Okay, page 16. Okay. Yeah, page 16, the second last paragraph. Shall we read this together? I have seen this benefit, and so I speak these words. If sentient beings hear what I say, they must make a vow to be born in that land. Second time, right, that the Buddha encouraged us, okay, to hear what he says here, and must make a vow to be born in that land. Okay, must make a vow. 应当发愿. Second time, okay? Okay, very good. Okay, next is a very important part of this sutra. Sorry. Next, Buddha is saying, right now, I am extolling the benefits of the inconceivable virtues of Amitabha Buddha. And not just him, okay? So, in the eastern direction, there are also countless other Buddhas, okay, like all these Buddhas, there are 5 mentioned here, okay? And then each of them, okay, teaches in his own land with the truthfulness of a Buddha and covers the whole cosmos. Long sentence, speaking these sincere words. Okay, what are these words that the Buddhas all say? All of you sentient beings should believe this sutra, extolling inconceivable virtues which all Buddhas protect and keep in mind. Okay, quite a long sentence. Okay, in short, it's saying, not just Shakyamuni Buddha himself, okay, who's singing praises of this sutra, okay, there are also, here it says, the eastern direction, countless other Buddhas, and 5 of them mentioned here, okay, and then each of them, all these countless Buddhas, right, and they are speaking all these truthful words, and asking all sentient beings, all of you sentient beings, to believe, okay, to believe in this sutra, and then also saying that this sutra is protected and kept in mind by all these Buddhas. Okay, so first, so like I said, you all believe already. so no need to share too much here. So, but anyway, it's all these Buddhas asking all the sentient beings to believe, and then saying that these Buddhas all protect and keep in mind this sutra. Wow. So Shakyamuni Buddha, here he's trying to say, not just me, not just me alone, okay? Then he has support of other Buddhas also, all the other Buddhas. And then not just eastern direction, also southern direction. Okay, southern direction. Any more? Western direction. Yeah, and then northern direction, 东南西北. Okay, and then page 19, it says, in the worlds of the nadir. Seldom read this word. It means 下方. Okay, in the worlds below. Okay, north, south, east, west, and then the worlds below, and then the worlds above, zenith, page 20. Okay, in the worlds above also, countless Buddhas. Okay. Okay, this part is important. Last paragraph of page 20. Shall we put our palms together? We read this part. Okay. Shariputra, why do you think this is called the sutra that is protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas? Shariputra, if there are good men or women who hear this sutra, uphold it and hear the names of all these Buddhas, these good men and women will be protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas and will not retrogress along the path of supreme perfect enlightenment. Therefore, Shariputra, all of you should faithfully accept what I say and what all the Buddhas have said. We stop here. Okay. So, now again the Buddha asks, he again asks and then he answers himself. Why do you think this is called the sutra that is protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas? Why is it so? Okay, the answer is here. Okay, if there are good men or women who hear this sutra and who uphold it and hear the names of all these Buddhas mentioned earlier, okay, these good men and women will be protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas, and they will not retrogress along the path of supreme perfect enlightenment. Okay, therefore, Shariputra, all of you should faithfully accept what I say and what all the Buddhas have said. Yeah, actually, after translated to English, right, because it's considered recent, more recent kind of translation, maybe just within the first, the last maybe 10 years or lesser. So it's in modern English, I think you all can understand. But if you look at the Chinese version, can you imagine it was translated so many years ago? Yeah, at least I think 1,000 years ago or more. So it's in slightly ancient Chinese. So you may not be able to understand. But this English version, so far, can you understand? Yeah? Yeah. So it says the fact that, okay, this sutra is protected, right? Kept in mind by all the Buddhas. It's also because here it says, if there are good men or women, okay? Are you good men or women? Do you consider good men? So this good is not just good, not just 好人. So in this context, you all try to be what? Good Buddhists, okay? Take the 3 refuge and then what? Keep to the 5 precepts. And then over here, it should include, make aspirations to go to Pure Land also. Then you're considered good men and women, okay? Yeah. So here, importantly, it says, these good men and women, they will be protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas. How does that sound? You will be protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas, all the countless Buddhas mentioned. How does that sound? Do you feel very blessed? That's why you have 善根, right? You have good roots, right? Wow. So this not I say, it's Buddha say, Buddha said all this, right? Yeah, you will be protected and kept in mind by all the Buddhas. And, okay, importantly, you will never retrogress. You will never, so-called, backslide, right? Along this path of supreme perfect enlightenment. Okay? You won't backslide. Okay? 只有进没有退了哈。Okay, so you believe all this? Yes? So do you feel this also? Do you feel protected? Do you feel protected? Do you feel you're kept in mind? Not just by your husband, okay, or your parents or whoever, right? But it's really by all the Buddhas. Yeah. So that's why this sutra is so important. Sometimes we hear people, right, saying that there's no pure land one. Have you heard this kind of words before? Have you heard before? People say there's no pure land. They say it's all in the mind only, no pure land one. So actually this sutra tells us there is a pure land, and not just, it's not just so-called Amitabha Buddha's pure land only, right? It's actually so-called praised by all the other Buddhas. Okay? Good. And, yeah. Okay, for the third time, over here, page 21. For the third time, the Buddha is encouraging us to make a vow again, okay? Third time. Shall we read this part? Page 21. Second last paragraph. Okay, palms together. Shariputra, all those who have vowed or are vowing or will vow to be born in the land of Amitabha Buddha reach the level where they do not retrogress from supreme perfect enlightenment. They are already born, are now being born, or will be born in that land. Therefore, Shariputra, all good men and women, if they have faith, must make a vow to be born in that land. Okay, good. So that's why in this, we call it 末法时代. This Dharma, this is considered Dharma ending age. Do you realize? Are you aware? Yeah, Dharma ending already. Okay. This sutra is so important. Do you know the Pure Land Sutras, right, will be the last to disappear in this world? Are you aware? When all the other sutras disappear, right, by the Dharma ending age, by the end of the Dharma age, only this sutra will remain. Okay, the Pure Land Sutras will remain. Do you know which will be the first sutra to vanish? Very good. Shuragama Sutra. Okay, they will be the first. Do you know why? Any idea why? Yeah, very good. Yeah, we call them the maras, the demons in the Buddhist context, right? They don't like this sutra. Do you know why? They don't like Leng Yanjing. Very good. There's a Leng Yanzhou inside, which can dispel them. Okay, and then inside it talks about all the characteristics of maras. So they don't like this sutra. So it will be the first to disappear. Okay, but our Amitabha Sutra will be the last to disappear. Okay, then when all the sutras have disappeared, we are still left with 6 syllables or 4 syllables. What are we left with? Very good. We'll still be left with Namo Amitofo and then Amitofo. Okay, and then there will be no more Dharma. Hopefully, you will not be here anymore by then. Okay, no more Dharma. Okay, so okay, finishing. Okay, but this is important also. So here Shakyamuni Buddha shares again, just as I am now extolling the inconceivable virtues of all the Buddhas, all those Buddhas are likewise extolling my inconceivable virtues. Okay, with these words. So what do they say of Buddha? Okay, next month, May, right, will be our Shakyamuni Buddha's Vesak day, right? Okay, so let's look at his virtues here. Okay, shall we read together? Page 22. Okay, Shakyamuni Buddha is able to carry out a most difficult and rare task in the Saha world, the world of endurance, in an evil world of the 5 corruptions, the corruption of the age, the corruption of views, the corruption of afflictions, the corruption of sentient beings, and the corruption of life. He is able to achieve supreme perfect enlightenment and to expound the Pure Land teachings which all beings in all worlds find hard to believe. Very good. Okay, so it says here already, it's very hard to believe. So I don't know how come you all believe. Very difficult. But I believe at age 18, okay, when the very first time I heard of this from Master Jin Kong, that time was through cassette tapes during that time, 1980s. I listened to 60 cassette tapes and then I had faith already, I believe. Okay, good. So here it says, Shakyamuni Buddha, right, he's able to carry out all these difficult tasks, which is sharing the Dharma in this kind of world, in our world, our 娑婆世界 here, Saha world, 娑婆世界, where we have all these 5 corruptions, 5 defilements. Okay, are you aware? We have corruption of this age. Do you feel? Can you feel corruption of this age, this period? Can you feel? Can Can or not? Not too bad one. Okay, because you forgot how was life like before. Okay, I remember Master Jin Kong always said, he's now 92, right? He said, just 60 years and he can feel a great difference. So when he was 30 plus and now he's 90 plus, right? Just 60 years he can feel a lot of difference. So how old are you now? Are you in your 40s, 50s? Can you feel any difference? Can you feel? You're in your 30s only, you can feel already. Yeah. For me, I can feel the difference in my life, right? With and without handphones. Yeah, of course there's all the convenience, but there's also all the distractions, right? Yeah. I can still remember the days without TVs. Can you remember those? Were you around? Before we had TVs? Can you remember? Right? We had lesser entertainments, and then we probably had more time for reading, more time for our loved ones, maybe. More time for nature, right? Now it seems like there's so much convenience, but ironically, we have lesser time. Can we say that? Right? Very ironically, we have lesser times because we really have more distractions, more things feeding our three poisons, right? Tan Chen Chi, okay? I have a friend, she's really called Tan Chen Chi. Tan Chen Chi. I'll remember her for the rest of my life. Her surname is Tan and she's called Chen Chi. Okay? Okay. So, corruption of the age, then corruption of views. How's the views nowadays? Funny views we have, So I'm getting ready to for questions of some of the funny views, okay? Yeah, all the wrong views we have, right? Now we have a lot of, I call them funny views, okay? Funny concepts, funny views. And then corruption of afflictions, 烦恼障, okay? So the first is 劫着 lah, 劫着, and then 见着 and then 烦恼着. How do you feel regarding all your 烦恼? Are they in control by you? All your 烦恼? Hopefully, okay, the fact that you are seated here, not too bad, Okay, and then corruption of sentient beings, okay, because now all the sentient beings have all these corruptions, right? Corruption of views, corruption of afflictions, so end up they are quite corrupted also. Okay, 众生浊了, So I can never imagine how people can kill people. I don't even dare to kill an ant. How can people bear to kill other people, and how can people bear to kill other animals, especially the bigger animals? Can you imagine? Yeah, but we end up killing one another, right? Yeah, the corruption of sentient beings and the corruption of our life. So in terms of our lifespan now, so that's why it's so precious in Pure Land that we have infinite life, so that we have all the time to practice. Right? Do you hope you have all the time to practice while you're here? Do you hope? But end up you have to divide your time for other things, right? Right? Your work, your family, etc. So over there you have all the conditions for you to practice full time. Okay, full time. Over there you don't need to eat, you don't need to sleep. So you really end up having a lot of time. Okay, good. And importantly here it says, which all beings, not just in our world, in all worlds, okay, all beings in all worlds find hard to believe. Okay, very hard to believe. 难信法门, very hard to believe. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah. So, it's stressed again further. Shariputra, know then that in the midst of this evil world of the five corruption, I am able to carry out this difficult task, attain supreme perfect enlightenment, and expound the Pure Land teachings, which is so hard for beings in all worlds to believe. Okay, it's repeated here. So this is indeed most difficult. Wow, good. Okay, so the last part will be all the people in the audience, right? The beings in the audience, they all had been listening, having heard, they rejoiced and faithfully accepted it. Yeah, have you all faithfully accepted it? Right? And then bow in homage and depart. Okay, good. So we finished this sutra. Okay, very short sutra. You want to try to memorize this sutra? Anyone contemplating? Okay, good. Okay, so okay, we can have this and another half an hour for question and answer. Okay, so regarding this sister's question, you mentioned yes, there's this saying that says it's all in the mind, right? Right? 万法唯心造. So it's in the mind. So your question is, can this Pure Land be just in our mind? Right? Very good question. I've thought of this many times. Yeah. But can I trust my mind? Can you trust your mind? Easily, are there times when you have difficulty falling asleep? Raise your hands. Are there times, are there nights whereby it's hard to get to sleep? No hands, Right? At least sometimes some nights, right? Can you just tell your mind, sleep? It just won't listen to you, right? Okay? So now next, are there times when you are a bit unhappy? Yeah? No? Yes? Yeah? Okay? Or even like sad or depressed. Can you tell your mind, be happy? Then you're happy. Possible? So we're saying that yes, our mind decides everything. But that's why we need to practice, because a lot of times we are not masters of our mind. right? So we can tell ourselves, okay, our mind can decide Pure Land or not, right, in this world. Yeah, but a lot of times we can't even control our mind. Not to say control other people's mind, right? We can never do that. We can never influence others. Yeah. So here this sutra is telling us, right, from Shakyamuni Buddha, that there's really such a land. So right at the beginning it said, right, over, just now we shared, right, the first few sentences, right, of the the first part of the sutra. Buddha had to tell us that 有真的有有佛有世界名曰极乐，有佛叫有佛阿弥陀佛啦。Okay, so that it really exists. It's not just in our mind. Yes, it's a place. But there's no way, it's very difficult. That's why it's hard to believe sometimes. It's very difficult for our minds to contemplate such a place. That's why we said, there's no way that the other disciples can ask questions regarding the Pure Land. Even the Arahat's mind can never conceive the so-called anything about this place. There's no way, right? The analogy that I like to use is the ant's mind and our minds. Okay? Ants, 蚂蚁 Can the ants ever conceive about our human life? Imagine you are the ants. Can an ant ever conceive how our mind is like? How our world is like? Right? They can never. So can our little human mind ever conceive how the Buddha's mind is like? Possible? Cannot. Okay? So that's why that's why Shakyamuni Buddha is so kind, right, to tell us whatever that we can never conceive, to tell us this good news. And what was your next question? Forgot.
So Pure Land is a place. Even the person who has purified her mind, not an ordinary person, still cannot conceive the Pure Land. So that's what I got from you. Am I right, Venerable?
But wait, how do you define someone whose mind is pure?
Someone who has purified, has gone through the process of taming and purifying her mind or his mind.
Yes.
You know, like a bhikshu or bhikshuni who in the progress, you know, in the progress, lifetime after lifetime, want to practice sincerely with great faith. So would that person's mind be able to conceive Pure Land? Of course, ordinary people like me.
Very good question. If we look at all the sutras here, even the great beings, right? Even the great beings, like the bodhisattvas, because we have different stages, right, for bodhisattvas. Yeah. So it's only the mahasattvas, only the very great bodhisattvas can conceive. Yeah. Okay. But having said that, even they may not be able to fully conceive. So it's only the Buddhas who can conceive.
Okay.
Can we say that?
Yeah.
So
Thank
even
you very much.
For bhikshus, like you say, bhikshunis, right, who have purified their lives, who have practiced lifetimes after lifetimes, may not be able to fully conceive.
Okay. Yeah. That's the part that I try to understand.
Yeah.
So if it's a place that we aspire to go and continue our practice, and from the sutra is within one lifetime of practice in the Pure Land, we can attain Buddhahood. That's what I understood it to be. Does it mean that this person, once go to Pure Land, need not go through a bodhisattva path, for instance? Just continue to chant and, you know, make offering, do the necessary, you know, Pure Land practices.
Yeah, very good question. So the beings over there, right? They practice bodhisattvahood over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a From there, they continue the Bodhisattva practice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then the good news is there's no retrogression. Yeah, 不退. So they will only progress, they will not retreat.
You won't go through to the 3 lower realms anymore. Yeah. Whereas if we don't go there, maybe next life we can be reborn as human, but if we don't practice well, we can still slide down.
Yes, there's a lot of dangers. 危险, we always say, yeah, even for monks and nuns, there's also some dangers also, right? If we don't go to Pure Land, there may be a danger. But having said that, of course there are still practitioners who make aspirations to come back to this world, right? So we rejoice also for such practitioners. Yeah, but there are also practitioners who wish to be reborn there simply because of the good environment there. There's a Buddha there teaching us. There are so many Mahasattvas, great Bodhisattvas over there. So then, because of the good conditions, then they can be more confident of practicing all the way to Buddhahood.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
We all know that Pure Land is pure, it's a beautiful and wonderful place. But the sutra did not convince us and say that it's easy to go there. Yeah, so it's also very difficult for me to convince myself and my surrounding friends who believe in Pure Land, but they and me do not believe that it's easy to go.
Very good.
Yeah, what is your comment about that?
Thank you. Very good question. Okay, what I understand is that the Buddha didn't say it is not easy to go. He says it is difficult to what? To believe. So we always say this Pure Land tradition, right? Pure Land school is 易行难信. So it's easy to practice. It's easy to go, but it's hard to believe. Can we say that? That's why we have the 3 prerequisites. What are the 3? 三资粮了哈. What are the 3 prerequisites? You must have, first faith, right? And then aspiration, vow, and the third one, practice. Yeah. Okay, so it's not difficult to go in a way, not difficult to practice this tradition, but it's hard to have faith in the first place. It's hard to believe. So if you have faith, then it's easy already. So that's why the Buddha never need to tell more about the practice for this part. This sutra is to instill faith. Okay, good. So, but I think your question is also like not having the confidence. Can I say that? Because you mentioned like not easy to go. Yeah. So you still have the question that it may not be easy to go. Anybody else has this question? Easy to go or not? Easy or not? So simple. You want to use the mic and say that again?
It's called the easy path. So if you believe, then it's easy to go. It's not difficult.
Very good. Yeah. So here we must emphasize the compassion of Amitabha Buddha. He make it so easy for us through his cultivation, through his years and years of cultivation, and then to introduce us this method so that we can rely on his power and our own power to be reborn there. So that's why first thing first is to have faith. Yeah. Then everything falls in place already. But this faith is not blind faith, right? So we say this is a faith based on a lot of wisdom in a way, right? So that's why this sutra, right at the beginning we mentioned, right? The main disciple that Buddha was addressing was actually Shariputra, okay, foremost in wisdom.
I got a question. Let's say like we made a vow to go to that place, to the Pure Land, right?
Yes.
Let's say we made this vow to be born in the Pure Land, but we don't wish to come back. Is it compulsory to actually come back, or can we just make a vow to want to go there and not come back, because this world is full of suffering, so you wouldn't want to come back to probably help greater sentient beings, but you just want to go there and just attain Buddhahood. Is that possible?
Okay, good question. Huh? So, you all got the question, right? Yes. So, but my question would be, if you have compassion, if you have compassion like the Bodhisattvas, like the Buddha, okay, would you want to benefit someone that you are able to benefit? I'm not talking about those who are beyond you, okay? But let's say you can easily, okay, let's say you are a young lady, right? Let's say you see a little girl, and then she's about to fall down. Would you want to help her? Easily, right? You want to help her. So now you try to imagine, once you are at Pure Land, right? In Pure Land, you can practice until you are a great bodhisattva. Mic, please.
Before even you have this, you've developed this great compassion in comparison to those bodhisattvas, right? Are you able to progress to that place just based on that, how much you want to go, without thinking of the future, like you might want to come back one day?
Okay, very good. So, that's why if you look at the Amitabha Buddha's vows, so here in this sutra is a short sutra, so it's not mentioned. So in the other sutra, Infinite Life Sutra, it mentions about Amitabha's great vows. Before he gained enlightenment, right? He made those vows, 48 vows. So we know that the 18th vow talks about anyone wanting to go to Pure Land, just with 10 chants, right? 10 recitations, they can be born there, right? Yeah. So that's possible. So it doesn't say you must make aspiration to have bodhicitta, right? And then you can be reborn there. Yeah. But the emphasis is also on compassion, because if you want to go to such a good place, it's important that you try to have that kind of mentality, in a way, right? Can we say that? So it's like you may not be able to do it now, but you can still have the aspiration. Let's say you say, I want to help all the poor people in Singapore. Okay, you want to help all the low-income people in Singapore, but are you able to do it now? No, right? But can you have that kind of aspiration? One day, if I strike lottery, I can share with them my wealth. Can you think of that? Yeah. So that's why we always say having vows and aspirations is important, because it doesn't mean that you need to be of that standard yet. Let's say when Guan Yin菩萨was just a little bodhisattva, right? But could she still have made those vows when she was just a little bodhisattva? Can, right? Like, wow, one day when I have the ability, right, I want to 寻声救苦. Anyone who calls out my name, I want to benefit him or her. She could still do this, right? Have this vow as a young bodhisattva. So same for us. So it's so important to have aspiration, big aspiration, to want to gain enlightenment for myself. Is that big enough? For my loved ones, is that big enough? No, right? For all sentient beings. Anyway, actually, come to think of it, right? You want to go to Pure Land to gain enlightenment, right? Right? To be a Buddha, right? Then after you become a Buddha, then bo tai ji zuo. Very funny, right? So that after, just that, I was thinking, same with that analogy. Let's say if you become someone like Bill Gates, you want to be like him, right? To set up a foundation, right? If not so much money, you can, you have so much, you have so much to spend for so many lifetimes. Why not share them? Can I say that? So you sure need, so so natural to make such aspirations. Can I say that? I don't know if I answered your question. Yeah, don't worry. You go there and then you will want to quickly come back. I assure you, when you look at all the suffering in this world, you really want to come back as quickly as possible. One of my teachers in Taiwan, Dahang Fashi, he always put this clause after his aspiration to go to Pure Land. He would say, 快去快回. What does that mean? Quickly go and then quickly come back.
But we also see there's a lot of 再来人 that comes back and they perform in many areas. Like, for example, they develop illness, then they perform that they are able to go and rebirth into the Pure Land again. So they do undergo a lot of sufferings while they come back, right? So my question is, do they actually feel that suffering when they come back again? Although they have already, probably have gone before that.
Okay, I don't know because I'm not one of them. I don't know what is in their mind, but I guess I can guess. We have this saying in Chinese, 身苦心不苦. So they still have to, I always think, for them, right, like we look at all these great masters, let's say our Pure Land masters, we have 13 of them. A lot of them are manifestations, right, transformations of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So once they make aspirations to come here, they have to accept the whole package. Can we say that? They cannot say, I want to come here, but minus that, right? They still have to end up in someone's womb, right? 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 They still have to go through that. And then they still have to be born as a human being with flesh and blood, right? And to have a physical body, right? Etc., etc. But one thing is certain. Because of the state of the mind, okay, the realization, they would not suffer the same as other ordinary beings. 身苦心不苦. Yeah. And one thing, if there are beings who have come from Pure Land, right, all the more they will be protected. Amitabha Buddha will make sure, right, they are all the more protected. So they will be more blessed and protected as well. Yeah, have I answered your question? Oh, but good that this sister is thinking of all these questions about going and then coming back. Yeah, very good. That means you are really thinking hard, the whole concept. Yeah. Yes.
师父，请问一下我们已经到了西方世界、极乐世界，还有再回来吗？没有了啊，我们还有六道轮回吗？
Oh, good question. I translate to English. This brother said, yeah. His question is, because we were talking about coming back, right? So it's not coming back because of karmic forces, 业力. Okay, it's coming back because of 愿力. It's making aspirations to come back. Just like 大势至菩萨 came back, right? As 印光大师, right? Yeah. And who are the Buddhas? Amitabha Buddha who had come back. The sixth patriarch, 有明大师, he was Amitabha Buddha. And then the second patriarch, 善导大师, they all came back. Okay, it's Amitabha Buddha who had come back. Then, of course, there are others that we don't know. Okay, but they probably also have come back. So, have I answered your question? Coming back because of aspirations, because of compassion, not because of karma. Yeah. Very good.
Once we attain the Buddhahood already, those that come back lah. Those that not come back is still Buddhahood, is still at which land? A Pure Land or where?
Okay. So, to be a Buddha, right? To be a Buddha doesn't mean that, because, okay, when you are a Buddha, that means you have the aspiration, you already have completed, perfected your wisdom, right? And your enlightenment, it's not just your own enlightenment, it's also you have the ability to enlighten others, right? Okay? For that, you will want to go to a place where you can do that also. Okay, so our Buddhist cosmology, don't just imagine it in terms of this universe. It's so much bigger, our Buddhist cosmos concept. So there are many, many, many lands. Like even here we have all the what, 东方, 西方, so many uncountable lands. Okay, so after you have perfected all your wisdom and your compassion, you are ready to be a Buddha, you will go to a place whereby you have good karmic connections with the people there, and then you will go and benefit the people there. But now you don't think too much, okay? Because you don't even have, see, you have so many karmic connections here, and there's so little you can do. Huh? So that's why we need to practice, and then we need to 结善缘呐. We always say 未成佛什么先结人缘呢哈，先结善缘. We make good connections first, okay? And then when time is right, we can then benefit others. Okay. Good. Yeah. For me, I won't think too much of this kind of questions. I make sure I go first. Then everything will be followed, you know, everything will be answered already. If I have questions, I go and ask Amitabha. You ask Amitabha, where should I go after this talk? Amitabha will be the best to answer you. Or you can ask Guan Yin Pusa, she will know also. You can ask me, I don't know. Any other questions?
Sifu, just now we talk about going to Pure Land. We need to have 3 criteria. That is the faith, the vow, and the practice.
Yes.
Okay. Could you elaborate a little bit more about the practice?
Very good. So later, after our break later, we'll talk more about this practice that I've been sharing. Okay. So now just briefly, okay. Like I said, Amitabha Buddha has been so compassionate. He has made this practice very simple for us. Luckily, he didn't say that you have to memorize Amitabha. Luckily, and then he didn't say all this. You just need to chant 4 syllables. What are the 4 words? Amitabha. If you want, okay, 6 words. Namo Amitabha or Amitabha. So simple. So simple until, I always say, right, the old grannies, the grandpas, and then not just them, little young children can also chant, right? 2 years old can chant, right? And not just human beings. Can the animals chant also? Have you heard of birds chanting? Right? Dogs chanting? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. and yeah, and what the what, rooster. Rooster, right? Go, 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 go. Something like that. Right? Cats and dogs, Yeah. Okay, so Amitabha has made it so simple for us. So simple that we don't treasure it sometimes, right? We easily forget. Right, so this practice is to be mindful of his name, yeah, and to chant it as many times as we can, okay, in our life, in our daily life. So simple. Yeah. Then of course you may want to support it through other practices. Okay, this is the main practice, but there may be others, right? Especially the 20th vow talks about other good deeds, right? Right? You may want to do other things, and then you can dedicate all these merits to be reborn in Pure Land. Yeah, but these are not the main practice. The main practice is just chanting Amitabha's name. Then you, if you want, you can also chant the sutras to inspire more faith in you. Okay, good. Any other question?
Venerable, just now you were talking about this is the ending of the Dharma era. Now, can we all these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas join effort together to prevent the ending of this Dharma era? If Buddha can can win over the Mara, why can't all this Buddha help?
Okay, very good question. You all get the question? Wow, join forces, synergy. So actually, it has nothing to do with them. It's our karma, right? The Buddha always say, right? He cannot help those who have their own karmas to handle, right? Can we say that? So when it comes to ending of this Dharma age, the Dharma degeneration age, actually it should be Dharma degeneration age, 末法, okay, and then 灭法, yeah. Anyway, so this period is Dharma degeneration age, okay, and it's more of human beings, sentient beings, not wanting this Dharma anymore. Do you get it? Just like, okay, let's say we look at the Buddhists in Singapore. Can we say, wow, we join forces, all the Buddhists in Singapore, we join forces and then we try to share with our loved ones, with our friends, etc. Can we do that? Yes, we can join forces, but that's the best we can do. So it's our karma. That's why we talk about these 5 corruptions. If you look at this period with all these corruptions and we look at all our afflictions, all our views, so even the Buddha cannot help us. Even the Buddha's joining forces cannot fully help us. So the day will come when the human beings don't want to accept Dharma anymore. They don't believe in karma. They don't believe in 因果, cause and effect. They don't believe there's a pure land. They don't believe in Amitabha Buddha. They don't believe in all this. That's the time. You get it? Will be lost, definitely. So, I don't know if you have read of history, right? Let's say if we look at Mahayana Buddhism, have you read of the times in the Tang Dynasty? Have you read of those times? Do you know how Dharma was flourishing in those times? Even, let's say, even the emperors, they were all embracing Buddhism, right? And then they have 国师, they have their teachers who are masters, right? And then there were so many temples, there were so many practitioners. Tang Chao, we had 玄奘大师, right? Master 玄奘, Yeah, we had so many great practitioners. So compare those times and now. So it will keep degenerating until it will be worse than now. Now, actually not that bad. We still have all these sutras. Not that bad, right? And you also see Sangha members around, although we are not that good. But you still see us walking around. Can you imagine the times when no more Sangha, no more Dharma, no more Buddha images? Yeah, quite sad, that day will come. So, but the minds of the human beings would have degenerated so much that it will also be quite unthinkable in those times. I read, let's say, even a blade of grass can be used as a weapon. Can you imagine? So the minds would have affected the environment, right? And even a blade of grass will become a weapon for them. They don't need to bring knives around, just pluck one blade of grass. I think because all the religions teach about goodness, right? So I guess Buddha never say. Did Buddha say this? Not so sure, but I guess all the religions would have also disappeared by then. Because all the religions would talk about cause and effect also, right? Like to be good. All religions teach us to be good. Yeah, so I think all the religions would disappear by then also. Yeah, yeah, why? Okay. They will teach them to, to be good at least. Yeah. Don't worry too much. It will not come so soon. It will not come so soon, huh? Not at least not in this lifespan of yours. Yeah. So we focus on sharing this Dharma, right? On us practicing and then sharing with as many people as we can. Okay. Good. Any other last question?
I have a question, sorry. There's a saying that says 凡所有相皆是虚妄, right?
Yes.
So is this Pure Land actually a form of a 相 also? That means 我们的妄相变现出来的一个境界. Or is this a real place?
Yeah, I think it's similar to the sister's question, right? About the mind, about the xiang. So that's why we need, for today's session, right? We need to have this sutra. That's why we ask for this sutra to be sent from Australia, so that it's really to share that the Buddha actually told us that this land, this Pure Land exists. And then this Pure Land is also praised by other Buddhas in all the directions. So it's not just made up by our own mind, and then not just an illusion. Okay, but I keep saying, it's not easy to fully comprehend. Only the Buddhas can comprehend. Yeah.
Just to check, in Buddhism we learn about cause and effect, but we also know that Amitabha Buddha vowed that, as you chant probably 10 times of Amitabha, you get to the Pure Land. So how do you connect, the karma versus, the Pure Land that you can easily attain? Because what if, once may not have done a lot of good deeds, he may have committed some, but is it that easy, just by chanting 10, you can go to Pure Land? So that is something, how do you explain?
Very good question. Very good question, sister. So this 18th vow, right, is talking about chanting 10 times. When? Just before your death. Okay? 乃至10年, just before your death. So my question is, okay, do you think it's easy to chant 10 times of Amitabha before your death? Do you think is that easy? May not, right? Depending on how you die. So like I said, just now I shared my student's father-in-law, who is suffering so much from the advanced stage cancer, right? Wow, for him to chant even 10 times now is so difficult because he's in so much pain. Okay, so first to answer your question, right, is this 10 times is not just like right now I chant Amitabha, 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 Amitabha. Yeah, I guarantee my place in Pure Land already. So it's really 10 times, 10 times on your deathbed just before your death. Okay, so that's first. And then you talk about karma, right? So those who have a lot of karma, heavy karma, you need to repent first. Okay? If you don't repent, even if you think of Amitabha, right, all your so-called bad karma will ripen so much that it's very hard for you to even chant, right? To even be mindful of the Buddha. Even if the Buddha is in front of you, you can't see him also. Okay, so it's important you repent. So actually in Pure Land Buddhism, we talk about three. Just now we talk about 3 prerequisites, right? But we also talk about 3 conditions in a way. First is like to be reborn in Pure Land, you need, okay, for your next rebirth, let's say, okay, we need 3 conditions just before you end this lifetime. First, it will depend on your last thoughts. Okay, your next rebirth will depend on your last thoughts. 随念啊. Okay, or it will depend on your karma. Okay, so your heavy karma, let's say your heavier karma will take over. Then the last one will be your habitual actions. 习气. Yeah, so that's why we say it's easy to go, huh? Okay, but still we don't so-called be light-hearted about it. That's why we still need to practice so that our thoughts are always about who ah. Yeah, not just during the deathbed time ah. Okay, even now, you know, in our everyday life, we try to think of Amitabha all the time, as much of the time as we can. But end up, how much time you think of him ah? One day ah. Huh? Okay, then we talk about your karma, right? So that's why we make sure we practice well. We keep the 5 precepts so that our karma is pure. It's all good karma. And lastly, we make sure all our habitual tendencies, right, our habits are also good habits, right? So that in the end, it will be all these good habits that will lead us to our next rebirth. Have I answered your question? Yeah, good. Okay, very good. So, shall we have a quick break? 20 minutes, is it enough? So we come back 3:30, is it enough? You need coffee, you need snacks. 3:30? Okay, then later we'll go through Master Yin Guang's 10 recitation method. Okay, we translated a portion of his original writings, so we'll go through a portion of that, which will be able to cover all we need to know for this practice. Okay, so I see you back at 3:30. Okay?
Thank you, Venerable Amitabha.
Sorry, I think it's good to dedicate merits.
Yeah,
Okay.
Now,
so if you flip to page 28, right? So we have 愿以此功德庄严佛净土 in English. How many of you chanting this for the first time in English? Okay, page 28. Ready?
okay.
Dedication of merit. May the merits and virtues accrued from this practice adorn the Buddha's pure land, repay the 4 kinds of kindness above, and relieve the suffering of those in the 3 paths below. May all those who see and hear of this bring forth the heart of understanding and compassion, and at the end of this life be born together in the land of ultimate bliss. Shall we chant 10 times of Amitabha together? Amitabha, 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 Amitabha. Thank you.